I'm trying not to lift heavy, but when you go to the gym and all the high school kids are lifting more double than you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And we have a competitive mind.
Yeah.
So you try, okay, let me put a little bit more. It's
More.
ridiculous. Like all those high school
Yeah.
people like triple my weight. Um,
Hi, I'm Praneeth, and welcome to my show, The Active Hour, where we discuss health and fitness, nutrition, and the blueprint to enhance your vitality. For this episode, our guest is the one who streamlined and channelized my endurance energy into a systematic running process. He also helped me transform my body from overweight to super fit with his valuable sessions and guidance. I personally treat him as my guru and I'm always super grateful to him for everything he's done for me. Please welcome Rann Moshea to the Actor podcast. Hey Rann, thank you so much for taking time and coming on to my show. How are you doing?
Good. Hi, Pranay. Thank you for having me. Nice job on this podcast, and I'm pleased to be a guest here.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What made you get into endurance training and how did you get into it?
Um, I guess it was in me. It's not something that, you just need to discover it. And when I was in my mid 30, I
Okay.
noticed that I'm not in a good fit after, 3 kids, moving to America, not eating healthy. I
Okay.
start to see, I think when you're in the mid 30, your
Right.
metabolism changes. So your
Yeah.
body really need a workout because it doesn't process as it used to be in your 20. Um, so I just tried to look something.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. I went to a friend's house. I was that not in shape that I bought a car with a shift stick.
Okay.
And I went to a friend's house, and by the time I get to his house, it was like a 20-minute drive, not too much. My calf was sore because
Oh, okay.
changing the gear, and I told him I
Yeah.
don't believe that I'm just in a bad shape. That even driving a stick shift is like making me sore in the legs.
Okay.
So he told me I'm doing tomorrow triathlon. I didn't even know what is a triathlon back then.
Right.
Maybe you can come and take a picture of me and see. Maybe you like it. So I went with him the day after, took picture of him.
Okay.
So the atmosphere was amazing. All the energy,
Okay.
positivity of people. I was standing there was one transition area, which was used the same transition area for T1 and T2. So people coming out of the water, going out to the bike, and people coming out of the bike, going to the run. And there was
Right.
the finish line and the start line next to it. So I basically could have experienced all the energy and the practical, what is a triathlon. And I signed in, and since then I started to do training,
Wow.
and it led me to today.
Yeah. So you had no prior experience in sports or any other sort of
I never,
cardiac
I
activities?
never, no, I never
Right.
did a professional sport. I never compete in anything or team sport at high school. I used to play soccer we used in Israel back then. We used
Right.
to play a lot of soccer. It was popular, but you just get with your friend to the field and play. No,
Right.
didn't play in a league. Didn't play in a team. I always was in school. They test you,
Right.
uh, like for the mark. How much it used to be 2,000 meter test.
Right.
So I always was one of the best in the running,
Okay.
and I really start to practice or to train before I went to the army. I want to get in a good shape so I can go to a combat unit. So
Right.
I did almost an year of training. And this is the first time in my life that I get into consistent training
Training.
and
Okay.
seeing results and how your fitness is working. But I didn't have any, I did it on my own. I didn't have any direction,
Okay.
professional direction. I just went out and ran every day. I did, I did go to, I did go to good field unit in the army eventually.
Okay.
But then, you know, when you're the last year of your service, you don't do much of physical activities.
Okay.
And also after the army, I didn't do much activities. I did go to boxing. I like boxing. I used to do, you know, in the army, before the army, Krav Maga,
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu,
Okay.
kickboxing.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
So I
Okay.
thought after the army, maybe I should go back. I didn't want to do all the thing with the kicking, so I went to a classic boxing.
Okay.
There was a gym next to my house, and I used to go. This was my exercise, my fitness,
Oh wow. Okay.
boxing club, and I liked it. I went to the gym a few times a week, but this is what I did until I got married, kids,
Right.
and then I did basically nothing. Maybe I run like a mile or two every like twice a week, three
Twice.
times a week. I used to run like maybe 3 miles.
Oh wow. So have you always been like a fast runner?
I was yes, looking backward, you know, I didn't even realize that, but I just in my last visit to Israel, I met a high school friend,
Okay.
and we just chat, and I told him that I'm doing this Ironman and running marathons, and
Right.
then he told me, "Yes, you always been a good runner." And I said, "Really? I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't. What do you mean? Because I never thought of myself as a good runner." He said, "No, I remember you. Every time that we had this test in the, you know, in high school, you were one of the first people on the run." And yes, I was.
Oh, okay.
I always was competitive in my mind, so I always tried to do good. And I remember that running was not embarrassing me, so I guess I always was on the top 3 or top 5 on the run from in the high
Okay.
school
Right.
for long distances. I know that I had until today. I'm not good in sprints. I'm not that a fast runner. I can do a fast short run. People can switch between long run to short run to go fast, but I need to
Right.
work on it. I never work on it. I probably can. Maybe I'll
Okay.
do it now that I'm getting old, so I want to reduce the distance,
Right.
and maybe I will work more on speed. But yes, my speed is not my strength.
But you are also extremely fast, right? Like you run a mile in
I
six
really I
minutes,
wasn't that
30 seconds.
fast, and
Yeah.
when I did my first Ironman,
Yeah.
I was training myself with the book and internet, and I
Okay.
just want to
Yeah.
finish. I was what called trying to finish because
Okay.
my
Okay.
challenge was I don't like that people tell me that I can do I can do something.
Yeah.
I will go and point them that I can do it. So the same
Right.
friend that asked me to take a picture of him on the
Yeah.
triathlon gave me a book, and this book was self training for. There was few chapter for each distance of triathlon, so I thought that I can do to go from the short distance to the larger distance. And this is what I did. I did a sprint, and then I did
Okay.
an Olympic. And then when told to my friend I want to do a half Ironman, he told me, "No, you
Right.
can do half Ironman. It's crazy." I told him, "Why not?
Yeah.
I read what you need to do, and it doesn't look to me something that I can do." So I did.
Right.
And then I signed up 2 months after the first half Ironman to a full Ironman. And then he told me,
Oh, just two
"No,
months. Okay.
yes." I told me you don't understand what you're doing, which I
Yeah.
probably didn't. But I told him, "Listen, I'm doing the distance. I can do it."
Oh
So I
wow.
did it,
Yeah.
and I finished, but
Yeah.
I wasn't that fast. I
Okay.
was I was more I was faster than the average. Apparently, now that I know the average and everything, I was
Right.
considerably quick. You know, it's but I wasn't well trained. But but during this process, because you train a lot,
Okay.
I I met clubs, people that train with a club and with a coach,
Okay.
and I connected to the club. I become a member of a local triathlon club, and then I met a lot of people that like the sport. And I met my coach. He
Okay.
was the owner of the team, and I asked him to coach me, and he liked to coach me. And when you start to do, when you start, it teach me in general, training and triathlon and long distance sports and endurance teach you a lot on life, on work, on family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so one of the things that I learned is once I start to work with a coach, your performance start to improve to a level that I didn't even imagine that I can go. I never even tried to run faster. I thought you run and this is your
Yeah.
speed. But then you work with a coach and we tell you can run much faster. And you just start to do things. You run faster, you run better.
Yeah.
Funny things that I think in the beginning working with him, he reduced the amount of time that I'm doing, that I'm training every week. And I was a little bit annoyed. I told him, why? I can put
Yeah.
the time, I can do
Yeah.
more. Why you are letting me
Mm.
do like less? And he
Yeah.
say less, more. It's not better. It's there is a method. Resting your muscle, it's part of the thing, so you can work harder. So there's a lot of things, and what I learned from that now in every aspect of my life,
Right.
I'm working with a professional. It could be a coach, it could be a mentor, it could be a professional service that you do, but don't try to do it yourself. It's more productive to get someone with experience.
Okay, that's nice. Let's talk a little bit more about your transition from just being a runner into a triathlete. How did you get into swimming and then the bike? How did you?
So I actually started with this. I
Yeah.
did the opposite direction. I started with triathlon,
Oh, okay.
and I
Yeah.
joined this club, and I work with this book, and I start swimming. So I took few swim lessons. I didn't have any experience with
So
swimming.
you
I
had
never
no
learned.
prior experience with swimming back
No,
home in
not at
Israel.
all.
Oh, okay.
I used as a
Yeah.
kid. As a kid, I
Yeah.
used to go to the swimming pool a lot. So
Okay.
they just teach me to swim so I can get to the pool without an adult.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
you
Just like
like.
lapping and doing
Yes,
the
you need
just basic
to
swimming. Yeah.
show that you can swim from side to side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to live in close to the beach,
Okay.
so we used to go a lot to the beach every weekend with my parents, and then in a later age with my friends we will hang out on the beach.
Right.
So we spend a lot of time in the water. So being in the water was not something. I know that a lot of people not go to swimming because they're scared from the water,
Right.
but for me, it wasn't a scary experience. It just was about how can I swim faster because my swimming was not fast. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just, I can be in the water. I'm not afraid. I can swim, but very slow. But I took few lessons
Okay.
and I joined to a swimming team and I really start to improve my swimming. I start to swim with people that push me all the time.
I see. Okay.
I joined to a cycling club that taught me how to ride more and buy equipment, the right equipment, and how to do things. I joined
Right.
to the triathlon club. We have a running. Um, we used to do bricks. Bricks are training part that you do run, and then
Right.
you ride your bike, and then you run again.
Oh
So it
wow.
teach
Okay.
you how to move from running to bicycle or from the bicycle to running. So I actually used to do a lot of triathlon training
Yeah.
and hanging out with these people. There's a lot of runners, and there was everyone talking about marathon.
I know it's so much fun to be around such a crowd.
And I never even thought about the marathon as something that I didn't know about it, and I didn't thought
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
But being here in the East Coast,
Yeah.
everyone knows about the Boston Marathon.
Okay.
Everyone
Yeah.
wants to be Boston marathoner or
Right.
qualifier. It's a BQ. Everyone to be a BQ, and I was like, "What is a BQ?" And then
Yeah.
there is a chart based on your
Okay.
age,
Right.
based on your sex and based on your age. there's a chart that make you a Boston qualifier, what pace you need to run or how much time you need to finish the marathon. And it's a bit challenging. It's not an easy time to do. Not everyone can do it. I
Exactly.
was back in the day, I just did my first Ironman.
Yeah.
My running time in the Ironman was close to 4 hours.
Oh wow. Yeah.
This
For
was
the
the
full
marathon
marathon, right?
running.
Yeah.
Yes. My qualification time was 3 hours and 15, so it's 45 minutes faster for a
Oh wow.
marathon.
Yeah.
So
But
for me,
you.
it was not an option. But I noticed that the running, I need to run under 7-minute mile.
Wow. Yeah.
So when I start to work with the coach and few training, I did run sub 7.
Okay.
So I told to my coach, there was a local marathon here in Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley, very
Easy.
famous
Yeah.
as a fast marathon, is a Boston qualifier. What happened? I just asked my coach I think 2.5 months or 3 months before this marathon, I had a half Ironman in a Poconos Mountain, and my
Oh,
coach
okay.
told me,
Yeah.
listen, if you want to qualify for Boston, we need to work on it.
Yeah.
At least 2-3 months, and not do biking, not do swimming. You're doing a half Ironman, and now you're switching to running. I don't say that
Yeah.
it's not possible, but you
Yeah.
can try. And
Okay.
as I told you, if someone tell me it's not possible, I
Yeah.
really want to try. So
Yeah.
I actually did it, and it was up until today. This was my fastest time, my fastest marathon ever. It was my first marathon and the fastest. It was my PR. I
Okay.
can never break this time. It's a fast course, and I qualified for Boston. I was so happy. I
Yeah.
actually beat the time. My qualification that time was 3:15,
Okay.
and I did a
Oh
2:55.
wow.
Now, if you do your qualification time, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you are absolutely get the ticket to run the Boston Marathon, because
Okay.
sometimes if there's a lot of people, they only take people that did 5 minutes faster than their qualification time.
Oh, okay.
So I was Boston qualifier, which is a good achievement, but it doesn't mean that I'm in. But I got in, and I got injured while training for the Boston Marathon.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
uh, I didn't want to miss it, so I ran it injured, and it wasn't fun, but I
Oh
did
no.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I qualified again. I ran it and I qualified again. So I did it twice, and then when I went to the marathon, it's a marathon,
Yeah.
especially like Boston or New York, 50, 40, it's between 35 to 50,000 people.
Yeah.
It's a
It's an addiction.
community, yes,
Yeah.
community of runners.
Yeah.
Very nice community, very social people. You go to
Yeah.
those marathon, you meet so many people. They
Yeah.
love to talk about running.
Yeah. Yeah.
They asking each other questions. So then I expose to the fact that there is something that called 6 stars, which is 6 major marathons in the world.
Okay.
There is the biggest one, and they consider if you do all of them, you get a 6 stars medal. And I put my eyes on this, and this is my
Goal.
current
Yeah.
goal, which I did 5 out of the 6, which
Right.
is New York, Boston, Chicago, Berlin, Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Those are the 5 that I completed. Although I did Boston and New York twice,
Wow.
but the
Yeah.
last one is London, which I'm going to do in the next April.
Okay.
Also, I put myself another goal on top of that I want to do all of them at sub 3 hours. I
Sub
know
three.
that
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I know that my
Yeah.
PR is 2:55,
Yeah.
and I did all of them so far, all the 5 under 3 hours, but I didn't break my PR. So I hold between
Yeah.
2:56 to 2:58. I ran the
Okay.
New York Marathon last Sunday. I didn't try to PR, and I didn't, because it's my second time, I didn't even need it to be under the 3 hours. I
Okay.
decided just to enjoy it. I even stopped to take picture, which I will never do.
Yeah, I
But
saw that. I was like, did
on the
Rann actually
Bereza, no,
stop?
on the Bereza, I always joke
Yeah.
when I try to
Yeah.
break the 3 hours and I
Yeah.
put so much effort. I always
Yeah.
it looks to me like ridiculous that people just stop in the middle of the road and take picture. And I say this time I have to do it.
Yeah.
So I did it, and then when you start to run down the bridge and it's fast,
Yeah.
and I start to see that I'm picking the time.
Okay.
There's a good chance to do again sub 3, but it was very hot.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Okay.
I
Yeah.
think I didn't good. I took nutrition from the course and not the nutrition that I brought with me from home, which was a big mistake. So I start to get some muscle pain in the last 4 miles.
Oh no.
And I
Okay.
ended up doing 3 hours and 3 minutes, which I was really
Okay.
happy because I didn't even try to.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I'm going for 3:15, but it was 3:03. So I was
Right.
very
Right.
happy. And
Yeah.
it just showed me that I can do another sub 3 in London and complete my 6 stars
Right.
under 3 hours ambition.
Right.
And I'm in a situation now that I moved from triathlon to more focus on running, and I'm missing my bike. I don't miss it that much the swim. Swimming, it's not the thing
Yeah.
that, especially not in the winter.
Yeah.
I really love open water swim, but swimming in the pool, I don't find it that fun.
That
Only
fun.
if you have a good group of people that you swim with.
Yeah.
We used to have a very amazing group of people. Since the COVID, people just went to different gyms or different pools, and now I just need to find the place for me to go back to swimming.
Right.
But
Like.
I want to try other things, mountain bikes. I start to do a lot. Uh, So running opened a lot of other things for me.
Okay.
As I pass age 40, I start to get a lot of injuries,
Right.
and I told by professionals that when you pass age 40, you
Okay.
have to do lifting because
Yeah.
you're losing a muscle mass.
Correct.
So
Correct.
you
Yeah.
need to put it back. So I start to do lifting and stretching, also mobility. And then I saw in the gym that there's things that I just cannot do, and it's not because I don't have enough power. It's because I lost a lot of flexibility and mobility running so many years without doing proper stretching.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's got me into yoga and meditation, and now expose for me a all new world that impact my personal being,
Right. Right.
and I love it, and it's good. And now I'm after the marathon, Sunday marathon last Sunday. I'm recovering more. I'm not running for a few days, and I miss, the body. You miss it.
Yeah.
You want to run again.
Yeah. So you're doing like active recovery, or you just like complete recovery?
I'm just trying to let the legs to recover. So few days I didn't do anything with the legs.
Okay.
I did it 2 days. I did nothing. Then I started to go to the gym, working on the upper body.
Okay.
Today I start to do bicycle, so but not too hard, just spinning
Got it.
because you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
the blood flow in the
Right.
muscles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will do few days of spinning and then back to running.
Got you. I know I'm also like a very slow swimmer. Bike, I'm okay. Running too. I've been running since I was, you helped me channel my running stuff. I've always been into running, but I was not systematic. But thanks to you, I'm always grateful and indebted to you because you helped me channel that thing. I did my first 10K in America in close to your place, Bedminster. We did the first 10K, the TMB 10K. I think we did it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was way
Yes,
back in
I enjoyed to,
2017.
we did a 9+1.
Yeah, so that was one of
And
my best experiences in New York too. All those runs, it changed me personally too.
so
Uh,
I saw you change, it was for me
yeah,
going with you in this process,
yeah,
and you get married and everything, but this
yeah,
was also an issue, on top of the training. You
yeah,
change yourself from unhealthy life to
yeah, yeah,
such a healthy life that now you have a podcast,
yeah,
you move to Texas, you get
mhm,
married. But
yeah,
I think all those events related to each other. It's not, you cannot
yeah,
think that they are not related, because when it's not just you start running.
Right.
It's changed you. It changed you physically and mentally, and
Exactly.
it's opened a lot of other things. And then you know,
Yeah.
of course, also the other things impact.
Yeah.
It's probably when you find your current wife and you get married
Yeah.
and happy, and it
Yeah.
reduces all this stress. It also help you
Right.
to have a podcast and talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
all this. So
Exactly.
it's amazing.
I know. Thank you. Thanks to you all, because I keep telling everyone at work also knows it's all because of you. Because I was lazy. I know I was smoking a lot. I was drinking a
I will
lot.
not say it's because of me. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
just, I think, for me, it was a
Yeah.
karma. For a lot of people helped me. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me, I always try to help other people because it's a karma.
Exactly.
This is the sport. This is what I like about triathlon, about running, about
Yeah.
endurance sports. You always need people. It's not an easy thing to do by yourself.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah.
the people that doing that are
Yeah.
it's like someone helped them together and they like
Exactly.
to help others. And I did the same and I was
Yeah.
so rewarded.
Yeah.
You can help people and not get rewarded, but with you it was so rewarding.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You don't forget that it's not me, it's you. Yes, you put all the work, hard work. You change. You get from drinking and smoking and eating unhealthy to,
Yeah.
hey, I need to sleep early, I need to
Yeah.
eat less junk, I need to stop drinking so much or smoking. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
you took all those decisions. I just
Mhm.
push you, maybe do the 9+1 because I
Yeah.
know it's a good program. Um, let's go to the city, run in the Central
Yeah.
Park, which is fun. I
Yeah.
try
It's
to
super
show you
super
the
fun.
fun
Yeah.
things about it. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we didn't get Archana with us, but
Yeah.
maybe one day we'll do it. Maybe next year with you.
Thank you. I hope so too. Actually, Archana and I did our first half marathon in the Staten Island half marathon. It was so much fun. Well, next year, let's try asking her and put her in the 9+1 program. So when I was doing 9+1, it was on Sunday morning runs, and then Saturday night. Almost every time, my friends and I used to drink a lot. One Sunday, I was like, "Hey, I'm not drinking. I got to go to bed early." They were like so shocked, like, "What? What the fuck? Where are you going?" I was like, "I got to run tomorrow morning. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go to bed." And then that eventually changed so much. And then
Yeah,
from
so
10K, you know,
it's a lifestyle. It's running is a
yeah,
lifestyle, and I see it
yeah,
a lot. It's hard for people. One of the challenges to go into running mode,
yeah,
it's you changing your lifestyles, and then you need usually the friend that you hang out or the environment you are before you are a runner. It's not fit to be a runner, so you will need to change.
yeah,
There's a time that you need to disconnect for the people that stay late and drink alcohol, which was so much fun to hang with, to the people that go to bed early and wake up early to get the training done. So it's really totally different environment, and you change your friends, you change the people that you hang out with. Like for one people you become boring, for the other
yeah,
people you become a amazing
yeah,
athlete. Oh, this guy is amazing. He's putting his work every morning. And the other guy is like boring. He's going to sleep. He's not hanging out. So,
yeah,
so yes, you change. I always think
yeah,
that there is from the 20
yeah.
in your 20s, you can do everything.
Yeah, I remember that. You always kept telling me, "You're in your 20s, it's fine, you can get away, stop smoking, because once you turn 30, your lungs can't repair by itself. When you're in 20s, it can repair by itself." So from 10K to half marathon, and then we did the New York full, which is still one of my greatest runs ever, because I still have a little bit regret that I couldn't break the 4. I ended up doing it in 4 hours 23 minutes. And I wanted to do it this year, but unfortunately, because of various reasons, it was so hard here, and I just couldn't train. I could have done it, but then I knew I wouldn't do 4 hours 23 minutes. Then I just moved it to next year.
Yes, it's you need to get, because you move. When you move, also you move to a new state. Yes,
Yeah,
you need now to. The rules change. Like when is the best time of the day to run? Where is the best
yeah,
place to run? what even the shoes to wear, everything changed in a different state. So
Exactly.
you
Yeah,
need
it's just so
the
hard.
seasons, the time of the year that it's more good for running. Maybe it's for you now it's winter, here it was summer. So yes, it's like I said, it's a lifestyle that you need
Right.
to fit to your regular life.
Yeah.
And for good, and I think it's for good because eventually it's everything come together and produce a
Yeah.
positive energy for everything. So and when you go, as you get older, you need it
Right.
more. And
Yeah.
as sooner as you start and you get it, it's
Yeah.
easier to get into it. I sometimes
Right.
I see people that run from early, or swimmer, especially swimmer from
Yeah.
young age.
Yeah.
They're always a better swimmer because there's things that it's hard to change in older age. Um, but yes,
Yeah.
it's a good sport. Um,
So, what kind of a training and perseverance does it take, or did it take you to train to this long distances, and especially the hardest Ironman? And you also did another race. I think it was 2018, right? Which what's called SSA.
SOS is a
SOS. So sorry, sorry. Yeah, yeah,
multi-stage triathlon. It's
yeah.
called
Which
extreme
is
triathlon.
which is harder
Uh,
than the triathlon, right? So what does it take, and what did it
it's
take
not.
for
I
you
will
to?
not tell harder. You can.
Yeah,
So you cannot say. There's people say, what is harder, to run a full
yeah.
marathon or to do an Ironman? It's not an
Okay,
apple to apple. Everything
okay.
is harder. You're going to
Yeah,
push yourself to the max,
yeah,
regardless the distance. If I sometimes you run 5Ks, it's all out. It's only 20 minutes, but it's
yeah,
all out. Like people puke in the end of the 5K because they
yeah.
work so hard. But marathon is a 3 hours run, but you run much slower. So it's hard to compare.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
What is harder? So the SOS is a 8-stage triathlon, and
Wow.
it's what hard about it is you don't have you swim, run, swim. If you start with a bike
Okay.
and then you swim, run, and then you don't have transition area, so you
Yeah.
basically need to swim with your shoes,
Oh
and you
wow.
need to carry with you all the food and go to the water.
Yeah.
So you need to be ready to go out and into water. The water is freezing. It's in New York.
Yeah.
Um, and what happening, at least to me, I'm not a good swimmer with my legs. So my leg are, because the cold water,
Okay.
when you go out of the water, your muscles are cramping. You can run. So it's taking a few good minutes to fight leg cramps from the cold water before you can warm up and start to run. So you will
Wow.
think that it's a race and you need to do everything fast, but you can just you on the last stage of the water, I was literally rolling on the floor for a few meters,
Oh my God.
and then
Yeah.
I start to crawl, and then I start to run because
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
just I was on four, walking
Yeah.
on four, and then
Wow.
walking and then running because this is what happened in cold water. So there is every race there is this challenge, yes, because eventually it's a lot of people coming to compete each other, and there
Yeah.
is obstacles. Must be obstacles. It could be physical, mental.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
by the way, you know that races are 20% physical and 80% mental. This is what is usually
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's
because you're ready.
80% mental. Yeah.
You know what you're going to do physically in race.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
ready for it. You train for it. There is no way that you come to a race and you cannot do it physically. It's just
Right.
mentally how. I think it's a pen game. How much pain you can
You can
tolerate.
handle. Yeah.
It's how fast you can go.
So when you're cramping and all that, what do you usually do?
The best thing
Yeah.
to do is to keep moving. I see a lot of people
Okay.
in marathons that cramping and they stop.
Just stop.
They
Yeah. Yeah.
standing or they start walk, and this is the worst thing to do because what happen, your muscle will lock down. You will not be able to start to run again. If you keep running, you run
Yeah.
funny for a few steps. Yes, you start
Yeah.
to run
Yeah.
funny a little bit because you can't really control your leg, but
Yeah.
you keep pumping blood to the muscles and you getting out of those cramps very quick. If people that are more sensitive, they need to eat salt. There is a salt
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
pills that you take. So you need to be aware of your body. If you know that you are losing a lot of salt in your sweat, you need to take salt pills and keep taking them on time.
Okay.
Or food, for me, it's just I need to drink enough water and I need a good nutrition. I
Mm-hmm.
don't take a salt water yet, maybe in a later age, but yes, you need to nutrition. Taking your nutrition on time and plan for it and train for it, it's part of the deal. When you do
Yes.
endurance sport,
Gotcha.
uh, if you don't take your food on time, you will not be able to complete probably, or you will suffer more.
Yeah, yeah. I remember like I had no clue about the race nutrition. I thought you just eat something and just run it. And then remember we did that 15 mile in Central Park and it was so bad. I was just limping, but still I had no clue that that we had to take the nutrition all that. And then in that too again you kind of taught me on how you take those gels, when do you take it and all. Now I'm pretty and I'm pretty good at it. Like I know when to take, what to take, how to um how to do that nutrition, especially in the runs, long runs, or like the big races and all that.
Yes, it's part of the training because a lot of people are also sensitive to specific brand of food.
Mm,
So it's important that you will use on the race day whatever you use on your training, and it's important that you test the things in the training before you try it on the race because it can get you a stomach ache. It can take you. It can
yes,
get you. It can destroy you on the race day if it's something new to your body.
exactly. You should never
I
eat anything
personally,
new on
I'm
the
lucky. My stomach is not sensitive, so I can take anything. But I
yeah,
know it because I tried it. I will not try it
yeah.
randomly. And today, this is exactly first time that it happened to me. It's this last
Yeah.
Sunday on the New York Marathon. I actually use a Honey Stinger company brand and Gatorade,
Okay,
but they
okay.
come with a new brand. And I had I bought my nutrition. But you
Okay.
know, when they give it to you, you take because you
Yeah,
don't know.
just
You
take
say
it.
maybe
Yeah.
you need more. Why not to take?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Just keep
I
something in
tried.
handy, right? Yeah.
Yes, I tried it because I know that I'm not that sensitive.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I get some stomach ache, but it was only after the finish line. So
Okay.
lucky me,
Yeah.
it didn't come before.
Before,
Uh,
yeah.
but now I know that
Yeah.
it's changed my age when you're aging. So
Yeah.
now I know that I do get sensitive. I never get sensitive to anything. Now I
Yeah.
do know that I get sensitive. So next marathon, I
Yeah.
will not do that. I will make sure that I bring
Yeah.
my stuff and I don't take anything from the table there.
Okay, gotcha. So do you also ever cramp in a marathon or like long distance races?
Usually, if it's silly like New York Marathon, I do have
Yeah.
a little bit. Since
Okay.
I start to lift weight in the gym, I don't have cramp anymore. I used to get
Oh,
cramp
okay.
after mile 22,
I see. Okay.
uh, but now eating properly, drinking properly, um,
Mm,
even if I get cramp, it's not that bad. And I think lifting weight help a lot.
Okay.
The bad news with lifting is that you get weight, extra weight. So you
Oh
become
yeah.
heavier, you run
Yeah.
slower. Uh,
But it also depends on kind of weight you're lifting, right? If it's not too heavy,
yes,
unless
so
you're not putting a lot of muscles. Yeah.
I'm trying not to lift heavy, but when you go to
Yeah.
the gym and all the high
Yeah.
school kids are lifting more double than you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And we have a competitive mind.
Yeah.
So you try and okay, let me put a little bit more. It's
More.
ridiculous. Like all those high school
Yeah.
people like triple my weight. Um,
Yeah.
so yes,
Yeah.
sometimes I will ignore them. Sometimes
Yeah.
I will try to talk with them and explain myself.
Okay. Okay.
But sometimes you okay, let me add a little bit more.
Yeah. And also it's the
And I
same
like it,
thing.
it's not all about winning or I decided that I like how the result. I like the result. We're going to the gym now,
Yeah.
seeing a little bit more muscle on my body. I like it.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
if I need to run a little bit slower,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But they also say like when you're doing a lot of endurance training, like a lot of running or any sort of cardio, it's gonna hamper your muscle building too, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
if you want to be a bodybuilder, you probably should not run that much.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a runner, you're not supposed. So most of the runner
Yeah.
train in the gym off season, and when
Okay.
the season starts and they do a lot of road races, they not going as much to the gym. So we need to
Okay.
think about it. What is your goal? Your goal is running.
Okay.
So when you're running, you don't go to the gym. If your goal is building,
Then you go to the gym.
bodybuilding, uh, don't run too much. But for me, I enjoy running. I want
Mhm.
to. I don't want to be a bodybuilder, but I want to look good
Right.
in my age, so, and be healthy. So for me, everything eventually translate to stay healthy. And healthy means for me is that I need to go to the gym a little bit. I need to understand that my running will be slow a little bit
Okay.
as I getting older.
Right.
Um,
And basically for longevity, right? So out of all these races that you've done, what is your hardest race ever?
Listen, I think the
Yeah.
marathon full marathon is there. This is how do
Yeah.
you measure? How do you measure
So
hard?
my
So,
measurement would be something that, in terms of your physical and your mental too, was very hard for you to
so when you
complete.
do an
Yeah.
Ironman,
Yeah.
it's very mentally tough. So this is of course
Okay.
because Ironman started at 6 a.m.
Okay.
And you especially on the swimming,
Okay.
which you jump to the water. Today they do a rolling start because people died, people get
Oh,
panic
yeah.
and
Yeah.
drown. So today they will let
Okay.
10 people at a time to go to the water, but it used to have a mass start when 50 or 100 or 1,000 of people run into the water. A
Okay.
lot of them in panic, a lot of them doesn't know how to swim, and they start to kick and elbow each other. So you
Oh,
get to this washing machine of people,
yeah.
6 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
know that it's only for the first maybe 300, maybe 500 meter, and then
Yeah.
you swim. But this is very stressful.
Right.
Then you have a full day on the bike. It could be between around 4 to 5 hours on the bike. You can
Wow.
get a flat tire. You
Yeah.
can get you can slide with the bike. It could be if it's raining, if the road is wet. There's a
Yeah.
lot of when you're on the bike, there's a lot of things that could happen.
Right. Right.
Um, and then when you get finally to the run, you toasted. Yes, you did the
Yeah.
swim. You are like already 7 hours of exercise.
Yeah.
And the Ironman it's around 10 or more hours. So think about we talk about nutrition.
Yeah.
When
Yeah. Yeah.
you do more than 10 hours and you
Yeah.
try not to go to bathroom
Yeah.
and you need to get nutrition, it's become even much
Yeah.
more calculated.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and on the run, so when you run Ironman marathon, you run slower because you're already toasted, so you don't bend your leg that hard. So it's a lot of more. It's much more stress. It's a longer day. It's
Okay.
more than 10 hours. It's a lot of logistics. You have bike, you have swim, you have run. It's a lot of logistic. You need to change shoes. You need to change clothes. Um, Running, on the other hand, a marathon, it's much easier. You just need your sneakers.
Yeah.
Usually it starts at 9, not at 6, and
Yeah.
usually done in 3 hours, maybe 4 hours,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you're ready to enjoy your day. So
Yeah.
days I don't see any stretch,
Okay.
but after a marathon, since you just running, you bend your legs much harder than after a marathon, I can run for a week. You need really to rest. You don't have this feeling after an Ironman. After Ironman, you
Yeah.
don't as sore as after a marathon. The marathon
Yeah.
beat your body in 3 hours
Okay.
more than a full Ironman does, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
But the Ironman,
Yeah.
full Ironman is so complicated and a lot of
Yeah.
logics and a lot of preparation, and it even matter how fast you can change from the swimming to the bike and from the bike to the run. People can beat you
Yeah.
if you can't spend too much time. You need to do it in minutes.
Yeah.
It's not that you can stretch, get ready. It's
Yeah.
like you flying through the transition.
Yeah. Doing an Ironman is one of my ultimate dreams. So it's still a long way ahead, but I definitely will do it soon. Maybe 1 or 2 years down the lane.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's a good sport. The
yeah,
fact that also one thing for our age,
yeah,
the fact that you do this three type of sport and not one sport, it help you to be more healthy
yeah,
and
yeah,
less get less injuries. You can always swim more or do bike more and let reduce the run for a few weeks. So you
yeah.
get you keep yourself injury free.
Very true. I know it's also more fun. Also, like, how do you recover when on your day-to-day trainings, right? That's something that I did, a mistake that I did in the beginning. Like, I wouldn't stretch, I wouldn't do proper recovery, and I faced an issue for that too. Like, I had shin splints and problems like that. But
You have to get a
yeah,
mobility and stretching routine.
yeah. What do you
um,
do? Do you go? Do you
I
do
use
like?
there's an app, there's a Nike training app
Okay,
that I
okay,
really like.
okay,
There is a 5 to 10 minute warm up, cool down,
okay.
morning yoga, evening yoga, breathing. They have everything. But what I like about it that they have everything. They have 5 minute, 10 minute. They also have a yoga for an hour. But for me,
Okay.
I don't have a time to do a yoga an
Yeah,
hour.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know what. It's easy. It's not that I cannot do it without it, but it's much easier that you know that it will take you exactly 10 minutes to do stretching
Okay.
because you press the button on the app and it's a 10 minute. So it's easier for you to get relaxed and knows because if I tell you go do stretching, you never know what to do, how to
Yeah,
do, how
yeah.
much time to invest. So I know that I think it's a 7 minute before run and a
Okay.
7 minute after run. Always do it, and it's
Okay.
keep me for the last 2 years. It's keep me, injury free. It's
Yeah,
worth it,
yeah.
and I start to see that I gain more flexibility. I did do go to yoga classes maybe
Okay.
twice a week. Sometimes I don't go all the week. Sometimes I go 3 times a week, but in average once or twice a week to do yoga.
Right.
It's really good. You can do it at home. You can go to a studio. Um,
And do you also constantly see like a chiropractor or like ice
Yes, when you
bath
get
and stuff
the
like
problem
that?
is you see them when you
Mm.
get it's too late. Yes, you only go to
Okay.
them when it's too late, when you
Right,
get
right.
pain,
Yeah.
when you have injury.
Yeah, yeah.
There's industry about recovery because as soon as you recover, as
Yeah.
soon you can get back to training. As soon as you get back to training, you become
Right.
faster. So
Yeah.
it's not only injury free, it's not only prevention of injury, it's how much you can train your muscles. So
Right. Yeah.
when you say recovery between today to tomorrow, so I can perform tomorrow on my training, it's important things, and people know it, and there's industry for
Mm.
recovering,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
massages, for machine gun, for stimulator, muscle stimulator, salt, Epsom bath. There's industry for that. You can find it. What I'm thinking, it's a trial and error. You need to see what works for your body.
I know, yeah.
I know
Because there's a lot of
everyone.
content out there. They make it so complex that you
Yeah,
need to do
it's
this.
expensive also.
Yeah,
People,
yeah,
you can get yourself lost also with the money buying
yeah.
things, trying to buy people, trying to buy time.
Exactly.
I think we need to remember why we start all this and what we are doing,
Right.
and what I tell to first time runner or first time
Yeah,
triathlete when you come to take your number before the race,
yeah.
there's exhibition.
Right.
They know it. They sell. People get excited that this is
Yeah,
and what I need. What can I do the day before my marathon now
yeah.
that will help me to pass it? So they will sell you. They will sell you dream, and
Okay,
then
okay, yeah.
people get and buy new things, and then they try it, and then it's actually destroy their experience because you don't need to try new things before your marathon.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh, so they will sell you a better socks, a compression socks. They will sell you a widget,
Yeah. Yeah.
faster socks,
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, inserts to the shoes,
Mhm.
food. They have all those things in those exhibitions. So we just, my
You gotta be very
recommendation,
careful, I think.
go get your number and run away from there. Don't buy anything. Save your money.
Yeah. So the like the nutrition part, right? I don't even remember the last time that I saw you eating anything bad. No matter, even if you go to the city, you're always so mindful, right? Let's talk a
Yes.
little bit about nutrition. What it takes for you to perform at this elite level, at this age. What kind of nutrition do you follow?
So to be honest, I just trying I'm simple. I'm just think that the best formula and the simple
Right.
formula is calorie in, calorie out. I try not to get too much calories so I don't get fat.
Okay.
Also healthy food. I do my blood test at least once a year. I see that
Okay.
everything is good. I try to reduce sugar.
Okay.
Simple things that I used to do, and it's a big change. I drink a lot of coffee. I love
Okay.
coffee. So just
Yeah.
not putting sugar in my coffee. In
Yeah.
the beginning, it's hard to digest, but it's what you used to. Now, if you put a sugar in my coffee, I don't like it. It's too sweet. So I get
Right.
used. Just
Okay.
this is a lot of sugar. Just not putting
Yeah.
drinking water and not a sweet
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a lot of sugar. So
Yeah.
just keeping that in mind, simple changes. And I eat almost every day. So there's this nice app that it's for free, and
Okay.
you can just type very quick what you're eating, and it knows what is the nutrition value of what you're eating. So it will
So
give
what's
you
that app? It's
recommendations.
uh, My
My
Fitness
pel,
Pal.
my 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 pel friend. Let me see. I will tell you one
Okay.
second. Uh, my fitness pal.
My Fitness Pal. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And you just type what you eat every day, and it shows you you can put a goal how much you can. It's a freemium. You can also have
Right.
a
Yeah.
pay version and it give you more information, but I use the freemium. You don't need to use it all your life. You don't need to do it all the time. You just need to do it for a few weeks. After a few weeks you get it. You know exactly
Yeah. Yeah.
what you did too much or too less. It's also a problem if you train to an Ironman or to a marathon and you don't eat enough calories, you can get to overtrain. You can get injured. You can be tired. You will not function. Um, so it's super important to be on the range. There's nothing, when
Right.
food you can never know. It's there's a
Trial and
error.
error. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So no. Even if someone tell you that the food is 200 calories,
Yeah.
it doesn't really mean that it's 200 calories. It can be between maybe 180 to
Okay.
220. So
Okay. Okay.
adding all this, if you want 2000 calories a day, you can never eat exactly 2000 calories. But it's okay to eat around the 2000 and not to go to 4000 or
Right.
1000. So when you learn with this help, when you type it to this app, it helps you to understand your
Sure.
average consumption and your nutrition, and you fix yourself, and then after a few months you can do a little bit more logging
Okay.
and fix again. And eventually, if you look about what we are doing, most of the time we're eating the same things every day or
Exactly.
during the week, so you know how much you need to eat. Now if I go out, if I go to a party, I know that I'm going to overeat, and it's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
once a week,
Once a week. Yeah.
every other week. You don't do it too much. It's okay.
Yeah.
You have a good metabolism and you
Metabolism.
are doing
Yeah.
a lot of exercise. The problem is you do it constantly.
Yes.
If the body get too much food, it
Yeah.
start to get impact. So if you go with a friend to a restaurant or to an event,
Yeah.
enjoy yourself. You deserve it.
Okay.
Um, I'm not
Very
worried
true.
about eating an ice cream or eating something good once when I go out because I don't do it a lot. I know. And if I know that in the evening I'm going to a restaurant and I'm most likely going to overeat calories, so during the day I will reduce the
Reduce.
calories that I eat. I will not eat a big lunch if I know that I'm going to a big dinner. So
Okay.
it's just awareness.
Okay.
Um,
So what are the foods that you stay away from? Like sugars? Is there anything else that you're
Anything that is not
consciously?
healthy, I will not eat.
Yeah.
Even if I go out, I reduce the meat. I used to eat a lot of meat, at least
Oh,
twice
so
a
you
week.
reduce it? I see. So you don't
Yes,
eat too much
yes.
meat? I remember like you used
There's
to eat
nothing
like
bad with meat.
yeah.
I try a few diets, but it's not something that I will recommend to anyone because
I
eventually
see. Okay.
you go back to what you use or what you like.
So where are you getting your proteins from? If you're not eating too much
A
animal
lot of
protein?
dairy, and
I
I
see.
do
Okay.
protein, and I do fish. So I basically replaced
Hmm.
meat and chicken with fish.
Oh,
I
okay.
eat
Yeah.
much more fish. I do still eat chicken once a week or every 2 weeks. I rarely go in meat. I will eat only outside if I go to a meat restaurant or something, but I'm not
Okay.
getting meat home.
Okay. Okay.
Um, just trying to stay on seafood, fish,
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
a lot of nuts.
Nice. Nice. Okay. That's very nice. I remember we used to go eat in that Brazilian restaurant so much.
Oh yes, you see, I used to eat a lot of meat back
Yeah.
there.
I know. I was
Uh,
surprised.
so this is what why I tell you what
Yeah.
this is the time that I did do the whole 30, which is
Yeah.
kind of a diet that you eat clean food. You don't eat rice, you don't eat potatoes, you don't eat carbs, but you can eat meat, but you can eat as much as you can in a sitting.
Yeah.
So I used to eat a lot of meat, but I used to go there and eat only meat and not, I didn't
Yeah.
take rice, I didn't take salads,
Yeah.
just the meat, a lot of fat. Um,
Yeah.
this was a diet that I liked. It helped me a lot with a lot of things, but it's not sustainable when you do a lot
Right.
of training.
Yeah. I think you
Um,
need carbohydrates when you're doing a lot of endurance training, right?
yeah.
Proteins is good, fat is good, but I think that
So my
source
point
of
is
energy
work
is
with a
important.
professional in it. So
Yeah.
I didn't work with a professional on nutrition, but I do have a friend that does nutrition for
Okay.
living, and he
Okay.
gave
Okay.
me a lot of tips. I talking with him all the time and asking questions and
Okay.
give me tips.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
change a lot of things. For
Yeah.
example, there's a body type. It's very
Yeah.
dependent. It's not what Rann is doing. Rann is running fast. Let's do the same. No, it's what is your body type.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
for example, I discover I have a very quick metabolism.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
With what happened, I so you sleep. Yes, I sleep.
Yeah.
Let's say you sleep 7 hours. So there are
Yeah.
people that they don't need to eat breakfast because they have
Yes.
slow metabolism. So they eat dinner, they sleep 7 hours, they still can go out and run. For
Yes.
me,
Yes.
if I don't eat before I go to sleep, I will wake up in the middle of the night and I need to eat.
Yeah. Eat. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I have very quick metabolism,
Metabolism.
so
Yeah.
I need to. So what I do now, this is some recommendation that I got. It's to get. I'm taking protein shake before I
Okay.
go to sleep and when I wake up. So this is keep a protein intake to my muscles to recover while I'm sleeping because it's a long duration without food, and you don't want the body to start eating into your muscles. Yes, so you don't
Right.
want
Right.
to
Yeah.
lose muscles. So if you like me, if you're skinny, you don't have a lot of fat, and you have a very quick metabolism,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
good to
Yeah.
take protein before they sleep and when you wake up. Now, before you go to sleep, there's a type of you take a type of protein powder that sustain long slow processing, and in the morning it doesn't matter. You just take something that is fast processing, like whey protein.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's also things that you learn, and it really helped me now that I know that I take protein shake before I go to sleep and protein shake. Another thing that I learned, by the way,
Yeah.
when I do shake now, it's only milk and the protein powder. I used to put a banana,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I learned from someone that went to a weight loss program, that they don't let them count it as a food. If you put it in a shake, you say if you
Okay.
put it in every food that you put in the blender and you drink, it doesn't make your body satisfied from the food. So you
Okay.
actually will eat double calories just because you put it in
Oh,
your
okay.
drink.
I
So
see.
I learned that don't drink your food. Don't drink your food, eat it.
I see. Okay. Yeah, yeah, understood.
Because it's good for people, by the way, it's good for people that want to gain weight. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that go to the gym and want to gain weight and they can't get weight. So it's very good for them to put bananas and berries and a lot of things into the shake. But
Okay.
if
Yeah.
you don't want to gain weight, don't drink your food.
Don't
Eat
drink
it.
your food. I understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Couple of years ago, one of the coaches that I was working with gave me this nutrition plan of 2,200 calories, which had around like two protein shakes and just one solid meal. But for me, for my mind, as I wasn't eating solid foods, I was getting hungry all the time and I needed those solid foods to feel better. So,
Yes, and processed food is less processed. The food is healthier.
yeah,
The food is more nutrition in the food when you don't process it.
yeah.
In the last few months, I always take vitamins.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I'll try it. I don't have anything to recommend. I do random things. I will take out of the shelf multi vitamins, or sometimes I will take specific vitamins. And now I'm doing something that called athletics green. It's AG1,
Oh, yeah,
which
I've heard about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like. But I
Yeah.
can't tell you if it's really how good it is. I just
But is
started.
it
I'm
good?
on
Oh, you
my
just started.
third
Okay.
month,
Okay.
and but I only take this. I reduce my caffeine. I drink a lot of green matcha, gold milk,
Okay.
things
Okay.
like that, because I like hot drinks, but too much caffeine, it's not good.
Right. Yeah.
So you need to find. So you start to ask, okay, people that like me, like
Yeah.
I want to drink a lot of hot drinks during the days. What are you doing, which is not caffeine? And then
Yeah. Yeah.
you talk with people. So I used to do green matcha. It has caffeine, but not as much as coffee. But then I met someone, and she is telling me that she is doing this. It's called gold milk, and
Okay.
she is obsessed with that. And so now I'm doing a gold milk,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
it's now caffeine and it's healthy,
Yeah.
and I love
Yeah.
it. And I find that this gold milk has another type of powders that you can do with hot drinks,
I see.
which
Okay.
is nice. So this is what I do now. Um,
Understood. Understood. Yeah.
yes, it's a lifestyle. So when you get into it, it's a lifestyle. So every few weeks, every few months, you learn a new things. You improve
Yeah.
yourself. Continuous improving, continuous growth. Be open to try things,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you just, if you have the mentality to do things, it's impact your life, it's impact everything, and you keep doing, and you put yourself challenge. There are people that challenge and competition make them engage, like me. So I do that.
Yes.
There are people that say, I don't want to race, I don't want to get medals, I want to
Yeah.
get out and do it
Yeah.
and enjoy with my headset running outside. So yes, do it. Find what you like. It's very important that you can enjoy it, that it give you
Yeah.
satisfaction in your life and build you, and make a positive impact on your life. It shouldn't make any. There's injuries that you can say, oh, it's making a negative impact on your life, but I think handling injuries is part of it. It's you trying to push yourself to the
Right. I
edge
remember
and you
that
get
injury you
injured,
had.
and then
I think when you
mentality to
fell off the
handle.
bike, right?
Yes,
Yeah. It
you
was.
learn from injury. You learn. You don't I don't take injury as a setback. I learning a lot of from being injured, and I manage it.
Yeah. That's also kind of teaching you how your body reacts, how your body responds, or how it recovers. So I think that's also just part of the training and everything. I feel.
Yes, and massage, why not? Massage,
Yeah.
it's not only they work on your muscles for recovery. It's I think it's a nice experience for your spirit, because you're treating yourself. You really you feel that you press so much pressure and stress on your body, and then you
Right.
go and you sit in a massage,
Yeah.
and you put back, you give your
Yeah.
body
Yeah.
something back, like reward. So I think if you find your reward, if you can reward, this is how you change
Yeah.
behavior pattern. You do something, you give reward. Yes. So
Right.
if you
Right.
do
Right.
a lot of, on weeks that I get to high mileage, I can get to 70, 80 miles per week running. And
Wow. Yeah.
Sunday is the long run, like the 20
Yes. Yes.
miles.
Yeah.
Usually I will book a massage or something, so I will have, like, I know that I'm going to reward myself, so the body doesn't
Exactly.
see it as a negative experience. He's seeing like he's working for a reward. And this is
Okay.
also a way to control behavior pattern.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. And also, how do you balance like work, exercise, kids? Because I know you're a top performer in all of these departments or sections, however we can call it.
You need to sacrifice things.
Okay.
It's very important that your family, for example, is aligned with you on your goals,
Yes.
because they can be against you. They need to know what you're doing. Um, Also work,
Yeah.
and there are things that you can give up. For example, sitting in the evening. I used to sit in the evening maybe from 9, 10 p.m. to midnight to watch TV,
Okay.
zapping, between channels.
Yeah.
Numbing, I call it numbing. I'm not
Okay.
doing. I don't have time
Yeah.
for it. I do it this
Yeah.
week because I'm not training, but I
Okay.
don't do it. I don't watch TV. Um, when I do a race, when you have a lot of training, sometimes there's weeks that are more loaded with training, so you need to work with your family. Say, hey, I'm going to do. It's become a family plan. Which
Right.
race you're going to do, because it's maybe
Yeah.
become a family vacation. This location,
Right.
you need
Right.
to know that this is the time that you need to invest a lot of training, and you will have less time for the family, so they need to be ready for that and support you.
So
But
true.
after the rest, you need to recover, so you know that this is the time that you need to be aware that you need to put more time with your family, to
Exactly. Yeah.
because you're not training all the year, you're not resting every week. There is up and down, so you need to do harmony between everything. So there's few months of the years that you put more on families, and they know that. And there's few months that you put on yourself, improving yourself, and they support you. You are part of the family. It's good for everyone that you're working on yourself. And same things with work.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, if you align with your work, and they know what you do, to be transparent, to be open. Now a lot of workplaces are very open and very promoting work-life balance, and want you to be happy. So listen, if you say, hey, you know
Yeah.
what, I'm doing a marathon this month,
Yeah.
so I'm going to have a lot of training, I will be tired, so i'm going to
Yeah.
I still going to do my work, but I'm going to tell you that I will be exhausted maybe in this time of
Right.
the year,
Right.
but
Yeah.
this is how I'm going to compensate.
Yeah.
So that's it. You can't just try to do everything by yourself.
Exactly.
You need support from everyone. Everyone is on your team.
So coming to work perspective, right? You're one of the top performers in the team, and you do it year after year consistently. Can you tell us how your endurance training and your strict balanced nutrition helps you stay active and focused, which in turn helps you excel at work?
I think working with a lot of moving timelines and
Yeah.
goals at work, and we work with agile, and there's a lot of frameworks that allows you
Right.
to manage yourself and manage a team. You take it with you, and it helps you to manage the complexity of training and how you put training into your life. And also training, it's hard to do direct connection, but training, especially endurance, which teach you how not every day is a good day. Sometimes you go out and
Right.
it's a tough day, sometimes you go out and it's a good day, but eventually to see everything build up to the rest day, and how you execute on the rest day compared to how you feel every day of the training is exactly help you to realize when you're at work and things doesn't work as you plan, or there's a lot
Exactly.
of unplanned activities, and sometimes things look like not as you would like them to do. The endurance sport allows you to keep going and keep fixing and improve, and it's I think there's a lot of the same mindset that help
Exactly.
you to translate from work to training and from training to work and to family and every aspect of your life.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also strongly feel that because you excel so much in your endurance training, that's also directly having a positive effect on your performance at work too, because you're more motivated. You're always active and you're more focused, is what I feel too.
Yeah, so
Because
I
it's
need
not
a
easy to
constant.
manage the team
I
of
think you
200, right?
perform
Yeah.
better with a constant level of
Yeah.
stress. Yes, so
Yes. Yeah.
if it's too much stress, it's not healthy. If there is no stress, you will not be motivated to move. But I think what both of them,
Right.
work and life and endurance, allows you to learn is how to be productive and
Yes.
the healthy level of stress.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And what I learned, so one of the things that I came to know now from working to when I try to work on my flexibility and I got into yoga and
Yeah.
meditation, which I didn't appreciate enough in my life, what meditation can help you to do. I start to do breathing and meditation work, and
Okay.
you know what? It allows you to control it. It's clean you that you can accept
Okay.
a
Great.
higher level of stress.
Oh, okay.
So I find it that it's weird because by being in like an hour, a few hours a week in stillness, doing nothing, absolutely nothing, not thinking,
Yeah.
just breathing, focusing on yourself, clean stress from your body and allows you to tolerate a higher
I
level
see.
of stress,
Okay.
which will translate to a better performance at work and training.
I see.
So it's
Okay.
kind of looked to me counterproductive to do those meditation few years ago, but today when I start to, it took time, it took practice because if you
Okay.
go into meditation, you need to accept it. You need to,
It's a
if you
slow
don't
process.
accept it and you don't want to learn how to do it, it will not help you. But once you're ready for it, then you realize that by meditating, you can increase your level of performance because the tolerance of suffering or stress that you can handle.
Very true. So this is how you kind of handle your stress and pressure from both workplace or like
Yes, I do a lot
personal
of.
situations.
I think
And
that
how do you
I
make?
go in few years to a good level of stress, and I was like
Yeah.
on the top of the stress that I can handle, and now now I
Yeah.
start to look
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
personal growth and
Yeah.
meditation, and I start to open to a new level of how much stress I can get.
And how do you make sure that this is not affecting your race trainings or your regular endurance training? Because you need to have a very relaxed and peace of mind even when you're training, right? Because you don't want the other stress to affect this training because you're already getting a lot of stress from your training, correct?
Yes, you can do yoga, you can do any meditation, and basically when you know how to handle stress, you open yourself to be able to accept more of stress, and to be more productive. It's translate like that. Because when stressed, when you get to the top of your capacity of stress, it start to be unhealthy because you can focus, you become anon, you don't control your behavior. Um,
Right.
but when doing meditation and clearing yourself, you now have more capacity for stress.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
If it makes sense, I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah,
but
I get it. I
I
get it because
found it really
yeah,
productive to increase your capacity of stress by
yeah.
meditating and self-awareness and stillness. Just try, there is a, so they say doing and being. Yes, we are focusing, we are a doer. You try to be a doer, you focus on doing, you measure your life by doing things.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when you start to measure yourself by being, it's a totally aspect. You get total perspective on life. And this is actually will help you more with your family part, or working with people or friends,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
that you feel that, hey, I did these 1,000 things. You have a checklist and you checked everything because your goal was to check everything. But did you really did it good? Did you really enjoy it? Did you really live it? So
Exactly. Yeah.
being focused on, be present. So when you're at work, be present at work. When you're on the bike, on the training, be present on the training. Which I didn't did much. I used to walk out, run, and think about how I solve a problem at work. And I used to at work
Okay,
sitting
okay.
and thinking how much I need to run tomorrow night, tomorrow
Okay,
morning.
okay, okay. Yeah.
So it's distracting you. But
I
now
see.
with the
Yeah.
being, just being what you're doing in the right current moment allows you to release stress
Understood.
and focus more stress on the task in hand right now, what you're doing right now. If I sit in and doing work, it doesn't help me to think about what I need to do for my training. It doesn't help me to think about why my family. I
I
just
see. Yeah.
focus in. I can do more work in less time, and then I can free. When I'm done, I can free myself, my thought, and my time to my family out of my training. So it's a lot of practice. I'm just starting to
Okay, I'll
look
try to
into
implement this
that.
too because I'm like, I was when I was in a very stressful situation too, a couple of years ago for like 2, 3 years. I was constantly thinking about it at work, even when I was running. It led me to like do get into like chain smoking, and I was all over the place. And I've also been learning lately on how to control situations, how to come out of it, and things like that. So this is something new. I'll definitely try doing that. So, and also why I asked is because this obviously whoever's listening, there must be some listener who's thinking like, oh, I don't have time because I'm too stressed with work. I have so many personal issues. I can't train. I can't do this. So I just wanted to ask this question so they'll know and they'll
Yeah. So,
understand
so
how to.
what I can tell to those people
Yeah,
is, um, how do I start? This is the biggest question of your life.
yeah,
How do I start? I want to run a marathon. How do I start? I can't even run around the building, around the block. What do you want me to do? I don't have time to run a marathon.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not, no one can wake up from the sofa and run a marathon. No one knows how to do it. For me, it took like 3, 4 years before I ran the
yeah,
marathon or the Ironman. So
yeah,
you just need to do something. You do small steps. You start small. Just
yeah,
run around the block every morning. Walk. I say
yeah.
people start to walk. I remember even with you when we started, I
Yes.
told you you are overweight. It's if you will
Yeah,
run, you will get injured.
yeah,
So a lot
yeah.
of people need to reduce weight before they even start running because they don't want to get injured. So
Exactly.
make a better choice about what you're eating. It's a good start. Go sit on a bike or a pool or something for 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day. Then you will find it, you will extend it to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you like, because it will be different. It will look different for each person. The progress, don't try to accelerate it.
True,
Let it
true.
go. It's like a flower. So you're not trying to, flower will grow. Yes, you don't try to accelerate how fast you want to see the nice tree. You want the fruit of the trees. You can accelerate it. You need to let it grow. You need to put water every day for years before you have the fruit. But then when you have you know that one day you'll have the fruit and you will enjoy it. You
Exactly.
just need to be patient and you need to take care for it every day. So
Correct.
just start small, do something. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't have to be productive. It doesn't have to have impact tomorrow morning, you will feel better. You just go and you know that you did something for yourself. Every day, if you know that you did something for yourself, it's already a better feeling. You
Very true. Yeah, yeah.
went out 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 3 times a week. Start with that. Everyone can find that.
Exactly. And I strongly feel the same. Like everyone has to move at least 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week at least, in order to not just about body transformation or anything, but it's just for the health purpose too.
So my friend that I told you with the book, when I first time when I went out and ran, I ran around the block. It was maybe a 10-minute run.
Okay.
I came back home and I sit on the couch all day and I was breathing heavily. And I call him and say, listen, I don't think I can do it. I mean, I just ran 10 minutes and I'm not breathing well.
Okay.
And then I called him, I think a year after,
Okay.
before my first half Ironman. And you taper, yes, before the week before your big event, you reduce all your training. So the day before, the plan told me go out and run 10 or 15 minutes. That's it.
Okay.
And I didn't want to get out and I called him and I told him, listen, they want me to run 15 minutes. I don't feel that I want to. For 15 minutes, I need to now to get rest and get outside. Does it worth it, this 15 minutes? Because you used to run like at least an hour. You go out, you go at least an hour. And now for 15 minutes, it's look like a waste of time to put your clothes. So he told me, remember how your first 10-minute running was impossible. And now you tell me you don't even starting to sweat and you don't want to get out for this 10 minutes. So it's a huge...
Wow, yeah.
It's really rewarding because you know what? In the beginning, you see the biggest improvement in the last amount of time. It's when you get to really good fitness to see improvement take times, but to get from nothing to a fitness, it's huge. It's go fast. You just need to move.
I know, very true. I strongly feel you have an exceptional decision-making skills. And we spoke about how you have to be mentally strong, how most of your races are like a mental game. So how is endurance and all these races helping you take these critical decisions both in your professional and your personal lives?
I think part of it is I think it's part of my personality that I like. Maybe personal growth, personality. I don't know what came first, if it was the sport or my personality like that.
Okay.
Maybe my zodiac, who knows? But yes, I don't like to take the easy decision. I always think that I try also to embed it in my kids. We used to go to a hike. It's called breakneck, I think. So you're going up to those mountains and you literally climb on rocks to the top of the summit, and then there's a big sign with the arrow left and right, and you say easy way or hard way to go to the top. And I ask my kids, are we getting the easy way or the hard way? And they all say hard way. So it's kind of genetic, maybe. Because you want to at least try the hard way before you pick the easy way. The easy way should be the backup, not the first choice. And this is a mentality that I always had, maybe from the army.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of things in my life shape you. So there's a lot of things. I was in the army. I was growing up in Israel. I moved here. In the software fields, with a lot of pressures, and then training and endurance sport. Who knows? But yes, I see myself today always try to fight. Don't break down. Try to fight. Try to finish. I never break out in a marathon. I always finish running. I don't even walk. For me to stop to take the picture this last Sunday was really hard because...
I was surprised. I was like, did Rann actually stop? Then I was like, okay, maybe He's just taking it easy this time.
Yeah, so you know, you need it's a mentality that you develop as a result of your
Right,
personality, I guess, which is play good for me in endurance sport and in my work.
right. So before we close out, one last question. So now you are the director of software engineering for the government quality solutions, and you have a team of around 150 software engineers under you. You've done so many hard races, a full Ironman, SOS, and then you are going to get the 6th star of the full marathon of the Abbott Dash marathon next year. A few might say these are too many achievements in one lifetime. What are your other top goals going forward?
The top goal is to stay healthy and do exercise, daily exercise. This is really my main goal, to get
Right,
older with a good health. So I know that I need also for my mental health to do daily exercise. I really like and appreciate me being in this sport that allows you to
right,
do it and demanding you to do that. So I like to keep doing that, but I also like to try another things. There's a lot of other sports. I want to. I think for my body it will be good if I will do more yoga. So I
okay,
maybe will put. I will reduce the distance of the running for more yoga practice. I start
okay,
to this year. I start to get into sailing,
okay. Yeah, so
sailboat,
much fun. Yeah,
and I like it. It's not as physical.
okay. Is it just like you're sailing a boat, and is it like a fun activity, or is it something challenging
There's
you?
resting, so I thought it's a fun activity. Let's hang out and relax kind of activity. But I join a yacht club, and there's
Okay.
a resting. They're doing resting 2 3 times a week.
Oh wow,
So
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 much
now,
fun.
and I'm with my competitive
Yeah,
adventures. I say, oh, sign me in. I want to be
yeah.
let's compete. Um, so
Nice.
it's not as aggressive physically, but it's physically you need to do things when you're racing, and also you learn a lot. You know, it's a
Right,
teamwork. So what I liked about it is a teamwork. You have 4 or 5 people on the boat, and you all work together as a team. You need to operate as a team.
right.
This is something that you don't do in triathlon. It's more a solo
Okay.
sport,
Yeah.
and I always
Okay.
want to be part of a team sport,
Right. Yeah.
because everything in life is a team
Correct.
work, and we are social creatures. So working as a team is good. So I like it. So let's see. Maybe this will be my new things. I also
Right.
always want to do mountain biking and gravel biking, backpacking.
Okay.
A lot of things. It's just you cannot do everything. So I choose something,
Yeah.
and I will just do it.
Yeah. That's so awesome. I know whatever sport you are going to choose, you'll obviously be a champion in that as well.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, if I go, I like to win. I like to be a
Yeah.
good in what I do. This is also
Right.
type of, uh, but it's again, as I say, my first goal is to keep active, daily active, be healthy,
Right. Yeah.
mind and body, and this is the best reward that you get eventually. There's the small reward, the temporary goals or reward. You get a medal, you finish a
Exactly. Yeah.
very big event, but
And then you immediately move on to the next one. What's my next?
yes, after every event you think, okay, what is my next event?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just to take you from point A to point
Yeah.
B. But your lifetime journey is to keep you
Yeah.
healthy.
Exactly. Yeah. Very true. So yeah, thank you so much for taking time and coming onto my show as a guest again, and thank you again for helping me so much because I keep telling you, but I just want to call it out again.
Thank you.
No matter even if I put it in, it's because of you. I've changed my life so much personally, work in terms of my work, and especially in terms of my training. I've become more disciplined. I've become whatever. Like I'm today, in terms of my fitness is completely solely because of you. So thank you so much again. You've
It's
been
not
a role
because
model.
you say because of me, but you're very kind. But I think it's not because of
Yeah,
you. I think it's a
yeah,
growth that you
yeah, yeah,
deserve because you put effort and you're growing
yeah,
and you're changing, and it's amazing for
yeah.
me to be even part of it and see it
Thank
and experience it and whatever
you.
my contribution to that. I'm very glad that I could have this opportunity to help. So thank you also for this interview, and I
Sure.
wish you best of luck
Yeah.
with this
Thank
podcast.
you so much. Yeah. I know you've been a role model to a lot of people at work, a lot of your friends, and I truly hope you continue to stand out to someone a lot of people look up to. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much for taking time and listening to this episode. And I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a review from where you're streaming from. Share my show with your friends. And I hope I was able to entertain you. Thank you for tuning in to the Active Hour podcast. And until next time, be ambitious, exercise every single day, eat nutrient dense foods, and stay active.